Hello, everybody. Water-based markers. Really? How is everybody? I hope that you're having a good start to your week. I have an original Jody Hauser. Along with issue 3 of the Thrawn comic, because Jody made character art and I had to get Thrawn. I didn't have a choice. It was necessary. Why is Pretzel loud? I don't know. I will. Yeah. So I liked this one, and I got this one. I think it's really good. So, you know, the art drawn by the author of the comic, not the artist of the comic. So, you know, special. There are probably still more characters available in Jody's coffee shop if anybody wants them. But hi, welcome everybody. It's good to see you. I have turned down the music. Hopefully that is, I don't know why it was loud, but hello Simsilica. Hello NeoGets. Thank you so much for the resubscription. Apparently 7 is an evil month. So, I should grow a goatee for this month because it's month 7 for you, and apparently that's evil. Hi, Detective Zen. Covers every possible seating area with whoopee cushions. Just impressed that this ship has that many whoopee cushions. Hi, Puddleglum. Thank you for attempting to, you know, fix the replicators after they were burned out by having that many whoopee cushions replicated. And Anonymous, thank you so much for gifting a sub to J.A. Pasco. Yay, thank you. J.A., if you're here, enjoy the emotes. If you're not here, enjoy the emotes. Hi, Elixir. I don't think we've seen any monkeys on Monkey Island. And hello, Pretty Witchery. I think I've caught up to everybody. I hope you're having a good start to your week. It was quite warm here today. I don't know how our HVAC system is gonna handle the constant switching between the air conditioner and the heater and the air conditioner and the heater, but the weather keeps going up and down like it's driving through the mountains. So stuck in executive dysfunction bog all day. I'm so sorry, Puddleglum. I don't know, I was bleary-eyed for the start of the day. And the temperature in my office was reasonable to start the day. By the end of the day, the thermometer said it should be okay, but it certainly didn't feel okay. By the end of the day, my office was, it was 74 degrees Fahrenheit with 41% relative humidity, which doesn't seem bad, but it felt warmer. I don't know why. Better than last week, I had to replace my car's starter motor. Oh no, goodbye money indeed. We need a new air conditioner for our car still. We have not gathered enough funds together to make that happen. You couldn't make breakfast before your doctor's appointment because you were staring at a wall. I understand. I definitely have had that experience where the brain just stops and then you realize, oh no, I don't have time for the thing anymore. Most of my day, in addition to being in and a room that just, I don't really understand why it felt warmer than the thermometer said it was, but it felt warmer than the thermometer said it was. It felt like I was just like working in somebody's garage or somebody's attic or something on a hot day. Because I was I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally get these things and move them and put them in the room where they go, on the shelf that they go on, to wait for somebody to process them. And so I was getting ready to move a bunch of boxes out that I had finally entered the information into the computer for. And I was like, oh, but 3 of the containers are like plastic storage tubs. I need to move that stuff into boxes. And I was like, oh, and I should check the other boxes too. and yeah, it was a good thing I did, because they were not in they were not in ideal storage conditions. So I was taking papers out of boxes and sticking them into folders and putting them in better boxes for most of the day, which meant dusty work with boxes that had clearly been in somebody's garage, I think, for a number of years. And so I was encountering cobwebs and bits of leaf and stuff like that. Thankfully, no molds or anything. A lot of rusty paper clips and quite a few desiccated, icky looking rubber bands. I'm almost done. I'll finish it tomorrow morning, but it was yeah. That was my day. And at the end of the day, I was like, I need to wash my hands. They were very dirty. Oh, I'm sorry, Puddlegum. Worst one for you was you need to go to bed, or you need to go to the loo, but my brain is like, no, getting up is harder than climbing Everest. Oh, yeah, yeah. Usually for me, it's like, I'll be in the middle of working on something and my body will be like, okay, you really, really do need to go to the restroom. And I'm like, but I really only have a little bit left of this and I don't want to stop, because if I stop, then I'm going to be interrupted and then I won't be able to get back into it and it'll take longer. And I can just finish this before I go. And then an hour later, I still haven't gone because I haven't finished yet. Anyway, before I changed the motor, the car took to teasing me, where I tested it early one morning and it started without issue. So I went back inside and got ready to go do some shopping, only to have it fail to start when you got back in the car. Yeah, That is, yeah, not having to pay for a tow is nice. I know, it's not good. If your body says that it's time for a restroom break, it's time for a restroom break. It'll be okay. So I don't know. This week is supposed to be hot. I had a headache most of the weekend because I'm a human barometer. And there's supposed to be thunderstorms, possibly tonight, possibly tomorrow. But I could feel them coming starting on Saturday. There's no guarantee we'll even get any, but I could feel the like pressure system that might lead to storms. It started affecting me on Monday or Saturday. This is true, Pretty Witchery. I do not think that it helped that school often made us hold it. I remember one time in math class, I think it was Algebra 2 in high school, and I really needed to use the restroom an hour in. And this was after the school had switched to block scheduling, and so our classes were like 2 hours long. And an hour in, I really needed to go. And the teacher that day was just annoyed with the students because I don't know why, but refused to let anyone have a restroom pass, and refused to let anyone leave the room before exactly the time that the class session ended. And I held it, and I was in so much pain by the time I got to the restroom. And then I was late for my next class because I had to stop at the restroom between classes. But yeah, the whole idea of having to hold it for the entire 2-hour class was a little ridiculous. Congratulations, Puddle Glum. You've been randomly selected as a VIP for this stream. Woo! I couldn't do such a thing, Pretty Witchery. I wish that I had, because that would have been the appropriate thing to do, because I wasn't learning. It was taking everything I had to hold it in. I had no concentration, and I could not do anything except sit there and suffer the pain. I wish I had just gotten up and gone and gotten in trouble, but I would have gotten in trouble. I would have been sent to the principal. I might have been suspended, and that wasn't a thing that I could do. No. So yeah. Anyway, I had so few fucks to give in high school after a certain point. Oh dear, I'm sorry, Pretty Witchery. I don't know, I've never been confrontational. And I've never been good at standing up for myself. And that was definitely a characteristic of mine in high school. I was not good at standing up for myself. I think I'm a little better today, but I'm still really stressed out by needing to stand up for myself or having any sort of conflict with anyone. So yeah. Yeah, Neoguts. Yeah. Again, I think this is related to childhood trauma. Anyway, not normally, but if I see you doing something wrong, my brain has a bit of an Esmeralda in it. Half hour to my destination on a packed train where moving was an issue. Yeah. Well, and so I don't know about other places in the world, but in America, it's especially like when you get into a big city downtown, or honestly, any public place downtown, like a public city center or shopping area, they usually just don't have public restrooms. If you're in like a park, there's probably a building that has some skeevy public restrooms. There are rest areas on the interstate highways. There are, if you go into like an indoor mall or something, there's usually some restrooms. If you can find a public library, usually they have restrooms. But for the most part, no. So like when I lived in Minneapolis, if you were downtown in Minneapolis and you needed the restroom, you had very little option of where to go. You're walking through the Skyway system and there's nothing. If you go over to like the Target, there was a restroom in the Target that you could get in there and access if you really needed something. I think there was technically one public toilet in the entire Skyway system in downtown Minneapolis. And it was locked after 10 p.m. So, and like, I remember, like, when I visited the Netherlands, there were public restrooms all over the place, and most often there was either somebody there that was an attendant that you could, like, you would give them some money. I don't actually know that there was a specific amount you were supposed to give, but then there were other ones that were pay toilets that were much nicer than most other things, where you just stuck a coin in, you could go and use the restroom. But I just remember it being so much easier to find a restroom there. Might also be the probable autism. Possibly. A lot of Melbourne train lines, a lot of the stations are unattended. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, in order to be okay traveling, I need to be able to plan in advance. I need to know where facilities are going to be. I need to know what the parking situation is going to be. I need to, like, go onto Google Maps and try and get a street view so I can see the entrance to the parking and understand it before I get there, because otherwise I am going to get flustered and I'm going to get lost, and I'm not, it's going to stress me out, because yeah, this is part of why, like, when I was growing up, I lived in the DC suburbs, and even after I had my own car, I never went to DC. Ever. My friends went up there all the time, and it wasn't that I couldn't have gone. It's just that I couldn't go into DC because I wouldn't know where I was going to park. And the streets, there are lots of one-way streets, and there are, and it was, I couldn't figure out DC. So I would just go and take the metro. I just drive up to Springfield and take the metro. I drove in as I was a passenger one time going into DC, and my boyfriend drove, and we went to DuPont Circle, and he just, like, found a meter on the side of the road and parked. I think we got ticketed because I think we were there longer than he had paid for or something, but he didn't think twice about it. It stressed me the heck out. The only time that I have ever driven into DC and, like, parked in DC was when I was going to the Kennedy Center, and I got pretty good at actually, like, driving to the Kennedy Center and parking at the Kennedy Center, and but otherwise, no. It was just way too much for me to deal with. Minneapolis was much better. I could drive around Minneapolis without much issue, but Pretty witchery. I'm too fond of flushing toilets to desire other lands without them. Left-handed and eat Greek with my left hand, so that puts several countries out of the list. Absolutely not a put the address into a GPS and go sort of person. Well, so especially, like, when I was a kid and when I was in high school and had a car and could have gone to DC, like, GPS didn't exist yet as far as, like, in consumer automobiles. That wasn't a thing. I could have printed out directions from MapQuest, but usually when I did that, MapQuest had this tendency where its directions would say turn east, turn south, instead of turn left, turn right. And inevitably, I would go the wrong direction because I had no idea which way was north and east and west and south. looking back, it would have made sense for me to get like a little suction cup compass or something to put in my car, since the directions I always got said turn east or turn west. But I never did. Hi, Hannah. Put the address in the GPS and go. That's where I am now, is put the address in the GPS, and I'm pretty good, except when it comes to if I'm gonna need to find parking. If I know there's gonna be like a parking lot, like I'm going to a store or something and I know they're gonna have available parking that's easy to find, then I won't worry about it. But if I'm going into a city, I usually will want to look at the route ahead of time and get a street level view of where the parking is located and what the entrance to the parking looks like, because otherwise I will try and follow the GPS and I will miss the parking. Walk through a suburb in Sydney in vague hope that there would be food stores. Oh, you did find them? That's good. Cardinal directions were a lot easier when you lived in Milwaukee, where Lake Michigan is east of everything. That would make it easier, that's for certain. I had a big old like atlas map that gave me like all the roads. Town is 5 kilometers wide. You'll have a blast. You can park anywhere. I mean, where I am now isn't actually that bad. I usually can get around and find a place to park pretty easily, and so as far as like that is concerned, it's not terrible here. When I was in college in Winchester, Virginia, which is a pretty small, or well, I don't know, it's bigger now, but it was not a big city, but it had a downtown area that had a lot of one-way streets. And I remember accidentally turning the wrong direction on a one-way road one time, and in order to get out of there, I went up over the curb into a parking lot and I popped a tire on my Volkswagen New Beetle. Or the New Beetle. I panicked when I realized I had turned the wrong way on a one-way. Dear. A lot of the north-south streets in Milwaukee are numbered first, second. Well, so DC... So Minneapolis was numbered, and they were consecutive, and that was easy. DC, you have first and second and third and fourth, and you've got I can't remember, but so you have a grid. It exists. The problem is that in DC, the grid repeats. So you have a grid for southwest and a grid for southeast and a grid for northeast and a grid for northwest. And basically all of the intersections that you find in southeast, you will also find in northwest. So you have to know which quadrant of the city you're going to. And in addition, the monuments break up the grid. The state streets go diagonal to the grid. So even if you know how to navigate a grid, there are so many disruptions to the grid system in DC, from the monuments and the embassies and the diagonal state streets and all of that it's hard to follow the grid even if you think you know how to. And then on top of that, if you're looking for 5th Street and 2nd Avenue, like the intersection of those, and you're in the wrong quadrant of the city, you will never find where you're going by following the grid. DC is one of the most confusing street systems to try and navigate. New York is easy in comparison. And Minneapolis was very easy in comparison. Hi, Galara. Welcome back for a 3-stream streak. I mean, yes, DC should name its streets instead of first and second and third and whatnot, but the nightmare that is the Japanese address. Oh dear. There's a place there's an interchange in DC that is like 7 different road systems all coming together. Very confusing. That's on the interstate. There is also a place in downtown Minneapolis called Seven Corners that it's an intersection with 7 different roads that exit from it. And I lived right there, so I got really used to driving through it. But the first time I encountered it, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Because I came up off the interstate and I was at a traffic light and I needed to go there, I think, but I couldn't really tell because the signs didn't really, and it was so confusing. Don't do that. Don't bring together all those things in one spot. That's not how. That is actually, actually, it wouldn't have been so bad if they had just done a traffic circle. A traffic circle that you drive around the circle and you can exit onto whichever road you want would have been so much more efficient and made much more sense. But that's not what it was. Confusing street names. Melbourne used to name a side street something, then name the following side street the same name, only start it with little. Buildings are numbered by order. They were built on a block and they don't do street names. Interesting. Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee each use a giant grid. The only issue is roads starting and stopping. It is too many corners. Yes, it should have been a roundabout. Hi, 1B. Yes, Puddle. That was, I just never got around to it, but New South Wales, you can't just, DC numbers regarded, lowest near the Capitol Dome, highest number further away from the dome, but also some streets are alphabetical. Yeah, there's so many. The town that I grew up in was called Dale City. And there were, we called them sections. I don't know. They were basically just neighborhoods, but so the main road is Dale Boulevard, and then there was the A section and the B section and the C section and the D section and the E section and the F section. And so in the A section, all of the roads, like all of the streets, everything started with an A. And in the B section, everything started with a B. And I lived in the C section, which was off of Cloverdale Road. Because all of so it was Ashdale and Birchdale and Cloverdale and Emberdale and I can't remember F, and then Glendale, Hillendale. I don't think there was an I. There might have been, but I can't remember it. Anyway, but so the oldest part of town was the A section, and I think when I left to go to college, they had built up through S. But within the C section, I know that there were places where you would have little short streets like cul-de-sacs, but one of them would be like, so I lived on Castle Court, and it wasn't this way for my my cul-de-sac, but I know there were places where it would be like you'd have Castle Court, and off of Castle Court was Castle Lane, and off of Castle Lane was Castle Avenue, or Castle Terrace, or so you'd have like 5 streets all connected to each other that all had the same name, and it was just one was a court and one was a terrace and one was an avenue and one was a lane, and that all seemed normal to me because I grew up there, but looking back, it was a really stupid and confusing street system. The only thing it really helped was that you knew that if the street you were looking for started with a C, you knew which part of town to go to. Just wish England would get around to putting up the signs. Well, no, but you have to paint out the signs so that the Germans, when they come over, won't know where they're going. I learned that from Bedknobs and Broomsticks when I was a kid. Having a slight sub-conversation bitching about Australian things. Hey, that's fine. 100 Castle and confused everyone. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I never seem to have any difficulties with Castle Court, but you have all the streets named after trees, and they aren't in alphabetical order. Interesting. That house on the corner that used to be green, then go down. I know that one a lot. I've encountered that sort of navigation. Oh gosh, is it self? I should probably have a game on screen at some point. Oh, that would make a lot of sense with it being Audubon County. Oh, your brain went somewhere gross when you heard that I lived in the C-section? The C-section actually had 2 Dale names. So there was Cloverdale, but there was also Cherrydale. It's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna bring the game up because there is a game. I have to actually open the game, but and yes, there is no game from the Streampunks tonight. They announced that a little bit ago on socials. So when we're done, we will go somewhere. What am I doing? Return to Monkey Island. Games on this stream? That they don't pronounce Audubon County the same way as the person. Of course not. Why would they? It's Iowa. If you had Rogan getting to the game before 45 minutes, you'll not get it tonight. I'm trying to remember, what's the one that used to drive me just up a wall? It's between Iowa City, or it's between Coralville and Cedar Rapids. Now I have to look. Every time I drove by, it just bugged me. Oh, come on. Not. It's north of North Liberty. See, there are a lot of names out there that are not pronounced the way that they are actually pronounced. Oh, like Monticello in Iowa is not Monticello, it's Monticello. That's one that I can remember off the top of my head. I don't remember what it was. And I'm not finding it right now. It was something like Ely or something, where it's spelled Eli but pronounced Ely. Something like that. I don't remember. It's been years. Gosh, it's been... How long has it been since I was... Oh my gosh, it's been 20 years since I lived in Iowa. I just realized it's been 20 years. Wow. When the stream is over, it's straight to the escape pods. I mean, I'll happily go gaily to the escape pods, but I don't know that I can go straight to them. Pull up a city skylines. See also half the names of towns in Southwest Virginia. Yeah. Wait, there's an Ely near... I don't know what BWCA is. Oh, sorry, you're right. Ely, Minnesota. That's why I'm thinking of that. I can't remember what the one in Iowa is. It's really small, and I wasn't finding it on the map, and it's just been a long time. But whenever I drove from Coralville up to Cedar Rapids, it bugged me when I saw the sign. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Life is too... Sorry. Yeah. I've never actually been to Ely in Minnesota. When I went up that far north, we had bumped over to the Dakotas because we were heading up to Manitoba.
Kind of, but remind me a little.
Okay. So the secret of Monkey Island was in a safe at the voodoo shop.
We need
and
keys.
I was looking for the 5 golden keys that would open it. I wasn't sure where LeChuck or Captain Madison were, but I was sure they were up to something. Elaine was on Scurvy Island, working on stuff for the Marley Foundation. Stan was in prison in an ice quarry. There was a lot to think about, but I was keeping my to-do list up to date, and the main thing was finding
Galara.
those
Yeah,
golden
I totally
keys.
understand. Thanks for dropping by. I don't remember which island we're at, but we came to an island. Map? Oh, we're on Scurvy Island. Please pronounce that I'm merely ankle deep in the executive dysfunction bog, unlike the waist deep I was earlier. You got dinner started. Congratulations, Puddleglum. I got home and was waiting for Philip to make dinner and then remembered that it's Monday night and he doesn't make dinner on Monday nights, which is why I buy things that are quick and fast to make because I have the stream. Like, I have not known what day it is for most of the past week.
It's a very realistic likeness of the scarlet-plumed point and snip bird. I didn't know Elaine was into woodworking. Whoa, had me fooled.
A point and snip bird?
Thanks, bird. Shh.
I love it. I love that there's a burb.
It says the Marley Foundation Scurvy Treatment and Prevention League, or STAPL, welcomes you to Scurvy Island.
Staple.
1.5 miles to STAPL headquarters.
I did get a food. Yes, I got it. I had shrimp fried rice. It's comes in a little like microwavable carton, and so it's ready in like 5 minutes and takes no thought whatsoever.
It says the Marley Foundation Scurvy Treatment and Prevention League, or STAPL, welcomes you to Scurvy Island. 1.5 miles to STAPL headquarters.
Sorry. It's MFSTAPL. It's MF Staple. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? I may have not thought through my microwavable dinner selection for Monday this week, considering that for our anniversary, because this year the material was tin or aluminum. I gave Philip an aluminum wok, meaning that this week I will be having stir fry basically all week because he's going to want to use the wok that I just gave him. So shrimp fried rice may have not been the thing that I should have had tonight because I'm going to be so tired of that type of food by the end of the week.
Wow, Elaine sure has been busy. I better talk to Elaine before I steal any limes from the foundation she's worked so hard to set up.
Is a gecko. Why are people being so heightist about who fried their rice? Lime Grove, Lime Grove, Lime Grove. How many? There are so many lime groves on Scurvy Island.
These groves go on forever.
I mean, I think he would be happy to feed a random Australian. I just don't know that the stir fry would last the trip to get to you.
Ah, I love that place. It's like a 100-foot candy cane. Where do I find the mint groves?
Where's the coconuts? Come on, you put the lime in the coconut. Once again, I am let down by modern technology. We need, I mean, according to later Star Trek, replicated food is not as good as homemade, but we need replicators for food. For many reasons, but also for people like me that just can't executive function enough to cook. Elixir, I think that whoops, I accidentally clicked out of the window. I think that statement is correct for every American in existence. That we need better access to European chocolate. Wisconsinite is definitely easier, but still about 22 hours away as the car drives. Somehow I don't think that the stir fry will last that long. We could try though. What's behind the bird?
The bird has a torn picture in its nest. Is that a picture of me?
It does appear to be a picture of me.
Whoa!
Ooh. I'd like to mail this stir fry. You can mail cookies. This is true. Don't I have... I don't have a bird seed left.
It's not a
Cracker?
parrot. It's a seagull.
I don't care. Fine, it needs kippers. Fish? Now can I have the picture?
Ah! That bird needs an attitude adjustment.
Growing toward the sun. Hi. You can mail a potato in the US without wrapping it? That's quite interesting. All right, I don't know how I...
Oh,
Oh, I can't
that
even walk
bird needs
past
an
it.
attitude adjustment.
It might be easier to mail an Ohioan. That's what I was thinking. Like, it's a seagull. I could throw anything at it and it'll eat it. I prefer not to wrap my potatoes. I'm not good with lyrics. Oh
Elaine and I
dear.
debate about whether it looks like a parrot or a cockatoo.
A cockatoo is a parrot. So like, do they mean an Amazon parrot or a cockatoo? Because it definitely looks more like an Amazon parrot. It does not have the crest to be a cockatoo, but seagull would eat you if it could work out how. Zero deaths and zero monkeys. This is true. But Elixir, you need points.
Elaine? Are you decent? Hello? Pirates used to have to steal this from Elaine to prove themselves. No, at least that's what they told me when they made me do it. Hey, this used to be a picture of both of us. What happened to the me part?
I think the seagull has it.
Hi, I'm working due east of the waterfall and due south of camp today.
That staple remover brings back
Pinched
memories.
a yak with it once, and then I sort of accidentally pinched the staple remover. I had it for years before I remembered to give it back to Elaine. She was happy and mad at the same time.
Mappy.
Mappy.
Seagulls around my school were hilarious. If you threw chips up in the air, they'd sometimes collide with each other. Oh no. Okay. Due east of the waterfall, due south of camp. So here.
Hi.
Hi.
I was hoping I'd run into you again. Got the note you left me. What's a nice girl like you doing in a tropical paradise like this?
What's a nice girl like you doing in a tropical paradise like this?
Harvesting limes for the foundation and waiting for a ruggedly handsome pirate to stop by. What happened at the voodoo shop? Did you get the secret?
Not yet, but I'm closer than ever. There was a complication. Can we not talk about that right now?
Not yet, but I'm closer than ever. I just have to gather a few golden keys together and I'm good to go.
That sounds promising.
Mhm.
What about LeChuck and Captain Madison?
They weren't there, oddly enough.
Well, be careful.
How's your project going? Can you spare any limes? How come the picture of us on your desk was torn in half? Love you.
How's your project going?
The project has hit
Uh-oh.
a snag. We have plenty of limes, as you can see, but people are refusing to take them. They say
Why?
they don't like the taste and they don't believe they'll help with scurvy. As an elected official, I could have issued an edict, but as a private citizen, I have to convince people. I tried this flyer.
Yeah, I've read
Part of this.
I know it's terribly dry, but the facts are there.
Limes are good. So much better than lemons. Have you tried using a different font? What about adding bullet points? They could be little limes. What if the text was centered instead of left justified? I'm not sure what to tell you.
What about adding bullet points? They could be little limes.
People not liking limes is part of the problem, though.
Good point. Have you tried using a different font? Comic Sans, for example.
Yes, but I need a small one to fit all the information on.
What if the text was centered instead of left justified?
Somehow I don't think that's going to make a lot of difference.
I'm not sure what to tell you.
It's basically a sales and marketing problem, and neither of us is an expert in either of those things.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I'll hang on to the flyer. Maybe I can find a sales and marketing expert to look at it.
Okay,
Okay. I'm not done. Can you spare any
Can you
limes?
spare any limes?
you can take a few. Well, like I said, I'm having trouble giving them away.
How come the picture of us on your desk was torn in half?
Yes, sorry you saw that. There was an incident with a seagull. It flew away with you into the lime groves. I looked, but I couldn't find you.
I see.
I looked, but I couldn't find you.
Love you.
You too.
Okay. I now have limes.
Ah, limey. You can smell the ascorbic acid.
I like limes. I don't think that that's how that's supposed to work, but apparently I can put... Huh. Not enough lime-based foods in England? Not enough lime-based foods in general, I think. People tend to use lemon all the time, and honestly, I'd rather use lime. But then again, I'm sensitive to the taste of lemon. If I have like a fish dish, and they put lemon on it, it bugs me because then all I can taste is the lemon. There's a simple explanation of how it works, and it's shh. Have they tried putting the lime in the coconut? I don't know. Hi, Bit Rebellious. Oh gosh, you're allergic, so you prefer the taste of lime? What? No. Read.
Hi, I'm working due east of the waterfall and
Oh,
due
that's the
south
note.
of camp today.
We're about to have an automatic 3-minute ad break. And so after the ads are imposed upon us, we'll read Limes and You. While the ads are imposed upon us, I'm going to take a quick break. So I will see you all in a couple of minutes. Okay, the ads should all be gone now. So that's ad. Sorry, I know that was horrible. It's totally ad that the ads are gone. But yes, yeah, I think my number one citrus is limes, followed by kumquats, and then white grapefruit, and then pink grapefruit. The bad ads have gone away. All right, let's see what this says. Limes and you. Scurvy, also known as scorbutus or hypoascorbemia, is a disease whose symptomology includes weakness, tiredness, and soreness in the extremities, progressing to bleeding of mucous membranes, gum disease, inability to heal, and eventually death. Scientific research suggests that scurvy may be the result of a deficiency of ascorbic acid, which plays a critical role in collagen synthesis. A recommended treatment is to supplement levels of this essential nutrient via the consumption of limes. Please take the recommended steps for your safety. Additionally, citizens should be cognizant that hypoascorbemia is, as a nutritional issue, would not be communicable from an affected individual to any other individual. Neither is there any chance of contamination of companion animals or items in the blah blah blah. I actually can't scroll. I like grapefruit, but grapefruit changes the way lots of medications work, and so now that I'm on regular like now that I have medications that I take regularly, I can't really have grapefruit anymore. I'm sad because I like grapefruit. Scorbutus. I have the name of my first child. Yeah, so grapefruit can it's weird. Grapefruit can cause medications to work too well, and it can cause medications to not work at all. And it interacts with a lot of medications. And it's just grapefruit. Like, oranges don't have, although you should generally avoid having like acid right in the morning. Like if you're taking that's not what I'm trying to say. If you are taking a medication, it's best to take the medication generally not at the same time as having something acidic like coffee or citrus juice. Like don't take your pills with your orange juice or stuff like that. But that's just because sometimes they won't work as well because of the acid. But specifically grapefruit juice. Don't take your medications with grapefruit juice because many of them interact with grapefruit juice. It causes several of yours to work too well and stops one from working. Yeah, it's really weird, and as far as I've been able to research, they're not really sure why grapefruit and grapefruit juice interact with medications the way that they do. Don't drop acid in the morning. Got it. Yes, I'll stand behind that as advice.
That bird needs an attitude adjustment.
Don't drop acid in the morning. I have made myself a dinner. Yay! Wait, where is the... What? You! I want you! I want to... What if I think this is weird, but let's try it. Nope. Do it at night, kids, like everyone else. No, Remember, kids, don't do drugs unless prescribed by your doctor. Yeah. Sure. Yes. We do not promote illegal usage of the drugs. The glowing book. This one is a magic book. This one is I need a hint. But this one,
I think it's out of juice.
oh, apparently won't work anymore. But it used to turn me into it used to magically disguise me as a zombie. A very specific zombie, but the seagull does not want the... Yes, please do not take medical advice from any stream, including this one. I have no idea how to get that seagull to move. Well, this is a weird way to try this, but I'm gonna try it. I like the bird rock. Okay. Nope. So that's not gonna work. I better leave it where it is.
It obviously means something to Elaine, too.
Well, I got limes. Seems like I'm gonna need something else in order to get that picture back. So I might have to go to another island. I'm very confused. Okay. To the ship. Oh wait, beach.
That's where all the driftwood goes during driftwood mating season.
Driftwood mating season. That makes perfect sense. Wooden-like bird. Do you want crackers? You do not. Do you want wood? I don't think you want anything. Stan's toothbrush. I don't know. All right, we got the limes, and we needed the limes. I don't remember why we needed the limes, but we needed limes. Ooh, Terror Island seems like a dangerous place to go. I don't want to dock with that. Sail to an adrift ship. Barebones Island.
Stay back! I can see you! How did you find me?
I just sailed up and here you were.
Who are you?
I'm Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate.
Are you alone?
Bird, a cracker? Do I look like a parrot to you? Are you alone? At the moment? Do obnoxious talking skulls count? My crew are below decks. Of course not. You're here. No, I'm happily married.
No, I'm happily married.
Did you know that gifts between married couples are non-taxable?
I didn't. That's good advice.
I'm Ned Filigree, accountant. I don't mean to be rude, it's just that I'm in hiding.
Who is it you're afraid of? You must be good at math. I'm on a quest to recover the secret of Monkey Island. I'm going to explore the island a little bit.
You must be good at math.
I'm a creative accountant. Math doesn't really enter into it.
You any good?
Don't judge me by where I live. I've just had a few setbacks. It's all I can afford right now, but it's temporary.
I mean, yes, if you're in the US, I hope that you remembered to file your taxes today. Or before today. Yeah, we need the limes to get past the 19th parallel. I do remember that now.
Who is it you're afraid of?
Well, have you heard of Stan S. Stanman?
The name sounds familiar.
Thank goodness they locked him away on Bermuda. He'll be chipping ice in the quarry for a long, long time. I can't help but be nervous, but actually, I guess I've got decades before I really have to worry about it.
How come you're afraid of Stan? He's always struck me as pretty harmless. except economically.
Sure, but you never can tell what someone like Stan will do. He's got no moral center.
There's that term again.
Like I said, I'm glad he's safely stuck in the Bermuda quarry for a good long time.
Okay.
I'm gonna explore the island a little bit.
Holler if you find anything interesting.
Thank you for the
Easy,
self-care.
Ned. He's not coming.
Moral centers, not as tasty as nougat centers. This is true. Oh, what is this weather notification?
He's in jail for years and years.
Severe thunderstorm watch for Blacksburg. Well, I'm not in Blacksburg right now. There's also a severe thunderstorm watch here, but
Is that a sail? Oh, no. Oh, wait. It's a seagull.
Morel centers, on the other hand, also tasty. I mean, I don't think I would want a Morel center in chocolate, though.
And years and years. Remember that.
Yes, severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m.
Nice likeness of you. Where's the other half?
No comment.
Can I have the picture?
No! That would be weird.
That's a mighty fine looking chest you have there. What's in it?
Everything I own. The fruits of a man's life. The yardstick by which I'll be measured when I'm gone. It's mainly paperwork.
I want the picture. How do I get the picture?
I'm gonna explore the island a little bit.
Holler if you find anything interesting.
I don't need to know about your fruits.
Can I have the picture?
No! That would be weird. He's locked away for a long time.
Can I have the picture?
No! That would be weird.
Can you give him the limes? I can try. No. He does not want the limes.
Oh, keep it together, Ned.
Potential marketing expert?
Well, I need a real marketing expert. Someone who could sell foot powder to fish.
Think about all the happy years you'll have before he gets out.
Oh, that's that. Ooh.
Dear.
What? He doesn't even want to look at the probate offer? What kind of an accountant is he?
What's that sound? Oh, it's just the waves.
Winkers? No. He's really a strange accountant.
He's gone for years and years.
He's a creative
He's
accountant.
gone for
Ooh,
years and years.
Star Trek Trivia 5. Oh dear. All right.
Oh dear.
Number 5. Name the book which proved to be a contaminating influence
Think about
on
all
the
happy
Iosians
years you'll have
in a
before
piece of the
he
action.
gets out.
Name the book which proved to be a contaminating influence on the Iosians in a piece of the action.
Years
Feel
and
free to make
years
guesses.
and
I do
years.
not know the name of the
Remember
book.
that.
Hey, Murray, this looks like a great place for you to spend the rest of your death.
Don't even think about it, you traitorous worm. Remember who got you the map.
Does anybody
Gone
have any
for
ideas?
Years and years.
If not, I'm just going to read the answer because I don't know the answer. can't remember a
Halt!
piece of the
Ship.
action.
This is a scurvy inspection point. The law
Moby
requires
Dick?
that you're carrying limes before I allow you to proceed north.
Here, look, I have limes, see?
To proceed north, you'll have to fill out a customs declaration form. Name?
So the answer is Chicago Mobs of the 20s. Oh, I remember the episode now. It's so these are the official Star Trek trivia cards from, but it's all original series stuff. These are from, when did this trivia game come out? I don't even know. Copyright 1966 and 1985. So I'm guessing these are the ones from 85, obviously. I've had them for years. I've never looked at them, and I was like, hey, if you all want me to read a question, I will read a question, and we will learn about Star Trek together that way. Thank you for redeeming it, though. I do remember the one where the entire planet was modeled after mobsters. Mr. Elaine Marley. Yeah, it's the original series. I've been looking to see if I can find a set of cards that is more expansive, but as far as I can tell, these are the only actual like Star Trek trivia cards that were ever issued. So I think I might have to find like an online Star Trek trivia if I want to do a broader number of shows.
Guybrush Threepwood.
Fill this out and be completely honest.
Are you a pirate? There is an episode in TNG. I don't think it's mobsters though. It's oh gosh, I can't remember. Is the name of the episode just the Royale? It's the one where Riker ends up Can a LeChuck Chuck would? Have you ever destroyed a priceless artifact and gotten away with it? I am currently filling out a customs form. I think, therefore, I am. The North Star is in the south. I can verify I have answered question 11 incorrectly. I am not carrying any trivia cards. Questions 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11 are prime. I will not answer 27 or 28. Don't check this. Check if you didn't check question 25. Don't check this if you didn't check question 29. I, Guybrush Threepwood, do solemnly swear or affirm that I have answered these questions truthfully.
All right, let's see how you've done. Well, we have a problem right off the start. We don't allow pirates on Bermuda. I'm going to have to request that you leave these waters immediately.
Does it help if I'm a mighty pirate?
No.
Oh no. Well, let's try again.
Back so soon? To proceed north, you'll have to fill out a customs declaration form. Name?
Mr. Elaine Marley.
Fill this out and be completely honest.
I checked 4 and not 6. I will not answer 27 or 28. I'm not carrying large livestock. I have less than 3 bananas. Did you not check 7? I did. Og. If you checked 9, did you not check 2? I didn't check 9. Have you not been to Bermuda during the winter? I have not, as far as I'm aware. Can a woodchuck chuck wood? Apparently there is a pirate party. I don't know. Have you... I mean, I'm lying. I think technically he is a member of the pirate party, but whatever. Have you never worn a disguise or used a pseudonym before? Never. No, I've done that. Is the answer to 13 and 9 a lie? Not carrying limes. If you checked question 1, verify you checked question 29. Have you ever destroyed a priceless artifact and gotten away with it? Currently filling out a customs form. I think, therefore, I am. The North Star is in the south. I can verify I answered question 11 correctly. I'm not carrying any trivia cards. These are prime. I'm not answering those. It says check this, so I will. Check if you didn't check question 25. Don't check this if you didn't check question 29. There.
All right.
I don't
Let's
know.
see how you've done. Good answer. Interesting you would check that one. Good penmanship. Okay. This looks in order. You may proceed with full approval of the Bermuda Port Authority.
All right. That was interesting. I don't know how, but it worked. 20.
The bucket filled to the brim with rotten fish bones.
Yum.
It's amazing they stay lit in this weather. The wind must have blown out the fire.
Oh.
It's amazing they stay lit in this weather. I'm staying far away from this. The wind must have blown out the fire. It's a very regal-looking ice sculpture.
Hi, Shadows.
It says, Courthouse of Bermuda.
Let's go to the town hall first. Oh. There's a bird frozen in the ice.
It's locked. Maybe I'll come back later. It's a very regal-looking ice sculpture.
Courthouse? Aren't you the guy that just gave me permission to come here on that boat?
Now there's someone I've got to meet.
It's one of the keys!
Toasty.
Approach the bench. Plead before Judge Plank.
Order! Order in the court! I am going to cite you for contempt of court for not asking permission to approach the bench.
I humbly apologize. May I approach the bench, Your Honor? Are you an elected official or appointed? Don't I know you from the shakedown at the 19th parallel?
I humbly apologize. May I approach the bench, Your Honor?
You may approach the bench. Court is now in session. Judge Plank presiding. How do you plead?
I will walk all over you. Because you are the plank, right?
Innocent.
Due to lack of evidence, all charges have been dropped. In the case of Guybrush versus Whale, the whale was found to be complicit. Wait, what is this IRR crab thing? I don't know what this is. It's a crab of some sort. A time crab, apparently. Case was dropped when the witness failed to show up over the poster forging. I never blew up that fort. No gunpowder residue was ever found. I was framed!
Due to lack of evidence, all charges have been dropped.
Order! Order in the court! Quiet on the gallery, or there will be arrests.
What did Your Honor do wrong to get this appointment? Your Honor, do you have to buy your own robes? Did I mention I'm searching for the secret of Monkey Island? I have no business with the court, Your Honor.
Your Honor, do you have to buy your own robes? Or are they court-appointed?
Order! Order in the court! If I don't get order, I am going to clear the court!
What did Your Honor do wrong to get this appointment?
Never beat a Supreme Court justice in cribbage.
Your Honor, are you wearing pants under that robe? Please remember that you're under oath.
Order! Order in the court! If I don't get order, I am going to clear the court!
Did I mention I am searching for the secret of Monkey Island?
Until it becomes a legal matter before the court, it is of no interest to me.
He's one plank
Although,
against a pirate.
I do remember a case several years back where the secret was claimed to be a fraud and a scam to sell computer games. I believe that was settled out of court for a substantial sum.
That is all, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned.
May I approach the bench, Your Honor?
You may approach the bench. Court is now in session. Judge Plank presiding.
I have no business with the court, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned.
May I approach the bench, Your Honor?
You may approach the bench.
I have no business with the court, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned.
Okay. I guess this was useful? Do I have... Ooh, it's court! Probate!
I submit these official-looking documents to the court, seeking a reprieve from destruction.
Order! Order in the court. Upon review of said order, the court finds that due to procedural backlog, the listed items have not been destroyed.
Except for the fancy box that Brad from accounting took.
The legality of the aforementioned document having been presented is verified. Presenting pleadant may therefore take possession of said items.
I have no idea what you just said, but thanks for the key.
Order! Order in the
Key in the picture, though.
Outbursts of thanks will not be tolerated.
It's one of the most beautiful keys I've ever seen.
So easy.
May I approach the bench, Your Honor?
You may approach the bench.
We just walked in, Detective Zen.
I have no business with the court, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned.
Now there's someone I've got to meet. It's locked. Maybe I'll come back later.
I have 2 keys. I have to try them. I know they're not going to work, but I have to try them anyway. Okay. That's the town center in Bermuda. Ice Quarry. Ice Castle. Let's go to the quarry. Hello, hello. All right, I need first. I need to save. Then I'm going to talk to him, and then I'm going to talk to him again.
Hi. Any chance I could get inside the quarry?
Not many try to get in here, just out. What's the purpose of your visit?
Be Right UK. Hello, thank you so much for the resubscription. 40 months. Hello, Rogan and Rogues. Since I am joining so late, I can't really step aside. So even though Be Right is back, I won't be right back because I'm not going anywhere. Oh dear. Thank you. Let's see. I was hoping for a tour. It's a social call. I'm an ice retailer investigating supply possibilities. I'd like to break one of the prisoners out.
I'd like to break one of the prisoners out.
Oh, we have rules about that. Escapes are not allowed. You could forfeit visitation rights with your friend or family member.
Visitation rights?
Yes, so be careful.
The guard is guardedly guarding the guardhouse. Are you in the Chums?
Not saying anything.
I'd like to visit a prisoner, please.
We do have a visitation policy, but it's quite strict. Who are you here to see?
Stan? Joe? Lynn? Nobody.
Stan.
We do have a Stan. I'm a little surprised he'd have a visitor. Can you prove you know him?
I can describe
can.
him. Loud jacket. Never stops moving his arms. Or his lips.
That does sound like him, but I'm supposed to see some actual physical evidence. Just bring me something that shows you two have ever been in a room together. That way, I can tell my boss that I did my job.
I mean, I have Stan's toothbrush, so that's doable. But first...
Greetings, fellow chum.
Greetings, fellow chum. Have you a story to share?
Oh gosh. I had just broken through a blockade. The pirate hunter Morgan Le Fay had my first mate at Sword Point. I was up in a crow's nest with a demon lookout called Flambe. It was my first trip to Monkey Island. The crew were restless.
It was my first trip to Monkey Island. The crew were restless. And then, all of a sudden...
My ship was swallowed by a manatee. A really, really big one. My ship was swallowed by a whale. Our ship was attacked by a huge kraken. We ran across a mermaid stranded on a rock. Whale.
My ship was swallowed by a whale.
And then we escaped through the digestive system, ship and all. Then Morgan knocked me out and sold me to my enemies. We stuck a hook in the beastie's mouth and caught it from the inside. The creature fled, of course. Then we had to put out the fire. I helped her escape when night fell. We still write from time to time. Okay. We stuck a hook.
We stuck a hook in the beastie's mouth and caught it from the inside.
Listen, let me tell you something about anglers.
By which you mean people who fish?
Right, but if you are one, you'd say angler.
I would.
Every subculture has its own special language, words with significance specific to that subculture. When you use them, you convey both meaning and membership.
That sounds good.
That's why
It's called jargon.
authentic sounding fish stories always have plenty of angler lingo. For example, I wouldn't tell people a big fish broke my string. I'd say I was jigging with a hard bait when a strike from a lunker snapped my leader.
That's both highly specific and difficult to understand.
Exactly
the point.
Want to give it a try?
Okay.
Okay,
Excuse me, sir. What about your hard bait? I had just broken through a blockade. The pirate hunter Morgan Le Fay had my first mate at sword point. I was bait casting dead stick from a crow's nest with a Googan called Flambe. It was my first trip to Monkey Island.
it was my first trip to Monkey Island. The crew were restless. And then, all of a sudden,
My ship was swallowed by a manatee. A really, really big one. My ship was swallowed by a huge lunker of a whale, a real chum-chomping line breaker if ever there was one. Our ship was attacked by a huge kraken. Our stringer took a strike from a smoker that turned out to be a mermaid.
my ship was swallowed by a huge lunker of a whale. A real chum-chomping line breaker if ever there was one.
And then we escaped through the digestive systems, ship and all. Then Morgan knocked me out, and so then we stuck an umbrella jig head in the beastie's mouth and reeled it in from the inside.
Then we stuck an umbrella jig head in the beastie's mouth and reeled it in from the inside.
Yeah, that's the way. You almost sound like a real angler. I have given you my best tip. See if you can get some other chums to do the same.
I'll do that.
Thank you, Elixir.
I'd like to visit my close friend
shoot, I
Stan,
have to show the
please.
toothbrush.
Like I told you, I need to see some hard evidence that you've ever been within 2 feet of each other.
What?
It's old and the bristles are frayed, but it does resemble a toothbrush.
Yeah. Why can't I give him the toothbrush? Oh! Oh, rat, are you... I need the picture. I have to take care of that frazzle dazzling seagull.
Is there anything special about this stump?
No, why?
Well, it was tagged, so I thought, you know, maybe there would be a great gag about a secret opening to a system of tunnels or something like that.
Please don't joke about tunnels next to the prison, sir.
Yes, that cursed seagull.
Do not approach the gate, please, sir. This is not a tourist attraction. Please don't eyeball the gate, sir. This is not a tourist attraction.
Steven Seagull.
Please don't eyeball the gate, sir.
Oh, there's still the Ice Castle. We haven't been to the Ice Castle yet. Ice Castles was a movie that I really enjoyed. It's not usually my typical kind of movie, but it was one I enjoyed when I was younger.
Toasty.
It's
Toasty.
about ice skating.
Nice view.
Where's Elsa? It's a Viking ship?
Wow. Wouldn't want to fall from here.
Forget Elsa. Where's that poor chili horn section? This is true.
Roaring fire, melting ice. Very hoogly.
Googly? Oh my gosh, it's the
Welcome, loyal subject.
Look down, look down.
These matches are specially formulated for freezing temperatures. Disclaimer, will not light underwater.
I might need these.
It's slowly filling up with castle. This entire castle is made of ice. Thank goodness there's a fire, or it'd be freezing. Ah. At the end of the plank.
My only copy. Please don't touch it.
But I need it.
Hi.
Grunt.
Nice weather we're having. I see. Bermuda seems like a friendly place.
Grunt.
Yeah, I feel you.
Ice Queen. Your Majesty, your Queenliness, oh most regal, high authoritative, benevolent ruler person.
Oh, most regal, high, authoritative, benevolent ruler person.
No need to be so formal. This is Bermuda. You're Guybrush Threepwood, aren't you? I'm Odina the Ninth. I know your wife.
Elaine?
You sound uncertain. How many wives have you got?
Just the one I'm aware of.
What brings you north of the 19th parallel, Guybrush?
Your crown, as a matter of fact. Is that one of the golden keys on your head? I need your help to recover the secret of Monkey Island.
Is that one of the golden keys on your head?
Welded to my crown. That's correct. The Crown of Keys is a ceremonial artifact worn by the reigning queen of Bermuda. It was originally fashioned from the house keys of the citizens as a gesture of trust.
And or submission?
My predecessor as queen is the one who added the golden key. I think it gives a certain pizzazz.
Naturally, you'll want to have that cleaned once in a while. Perhaps I would be able to help safeguard that valuable item.
Can I borrow it?
Nice try. You may touch the crown if and when you become queen, and not before.
Become queen. Interesting.
Hypothetically, how exactly would a person become Queen of Bermuda?
Hypothetically, how exactly would a person become Queen of Bermuda?
You have to earn it, win it, wrest it from the iron grip of the previous queen. Most people can't manage that, of course. But by the traditions of Bermuda, all are welcome to try. To become queen, you must show your qualifications by defeating the current queen in 3 contests. The contests test your heartiness, your seriousness, and your intelligence.
I have some of those things. 3 trials. It's just like becoming a pirate. What if I only want to be queen for a little while? Can I select a champion to compete for me? Does this sort of thing happen a lot?
Does this sort of thing happen a lot?
Constantly. Responding to challenges is one of my main duties as queen.
Of course.
Can you give me more details on the contests to become queen?
The contest of heartiness is an eating contest. Raw fish. Call it sushi if it helps you sleep better. The contest of seriousness is one where you must keep a straight face. Whoever laughs first loses, which I never do. The contest of intelligence is an algebra test.
What?
20-second time limit, best answer wins. And yes, I do always have the best answer. You sound like you're serious about this.
An algebra test?
I challenge you to the contest of heartiness.
Come with me. We've got to go downtown. See that triangle? There are 3 of them here in the building. 1 for each contest. When you want to formally issue a challenge, you ring the triangle.
Dios mío, another challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, although your appetite for this nauseating affair never ceases to amaze me, it is my solemn duty to adjudicate this, the contest of heartiness.
I am not
As
prepared.
you are all thoroughly aware, the objective is to successfully and permanently consume more raw fish than your opponent. Today's challenge fish is bloater. Wait a moment. The bucket of plenty contains no plenty. There are no fish here whatsoever, and the contest cannot be held without fish. Everyone go home.
But I have fish. Oh dear, I have to pick which fish. And presently I have slime heads, which don't really feel like they're gonna be the right ones.
It's the soon-to-be former queen.
Contest of hardiness room.
Grunt. 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 Erg. Grunt. 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 Erg. Erg.
Toasty. It's carved out of wood, but it's very lifelike.
Is this gonna be algebra?
Oh, a challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen,
laugh.
for your viewing pleasure, we present, for only the 11th time this week, the contest of seriousness. Yay! On this side, the reigning queen, Odina IX of Bermuda. And on this side, the challenger, Mr. Elaine Marley, aka Guybrush Threepwood, currently unemployed and of no fixed address. If you will all come to order, the contest will begin. The first contestant to laugh is the loser.
Have you heard the one about the guy who put an ice cube on a scurvy dog? He said it was chilly.
Is that the best you've got?
What do you call a parrot with one leg? Why can't the ocean take off its boots? What's the difference between a swabby and a mop? I was about to tell you a joke, but I can't think of a good one.
What's the difference between a swabby and a mop?
Heard it. You might as well give up. I have heard every joke there is in this world.
Contestants, the time limit has been reached. As neither of you has laughed, the contest is a draw.
See ya.
All right, I need to learn a joke.
I can feel all the warmth escaping up the chimney. It's an empty bucket.
I'm terrified.
I mean, I guess this is algebra? I actually have no idea.
It doesn't look like algebra to me.
I mean, I guess this is algebra?
Feel hopeless about
I actually have no
algebra.
idea.
Expertly placed
Well, it
firewood.
at least looks like a fireplace.
Don't I have matches?
I'm sure there are plenty. I could do this professionally. It's loud about every 15 seconds, like my Uncle Ernie.
But I don't have a sponge. I'm gonna have to erase.
It's loud about every 15 seconds, like my Uncle Ernie.
I can't use the toothbrush that way.
It's an IOU for funds for a keel overhaul.
Yeah, the slime heads aren't gonna work. I'll do the algebra test once just to see what it is, but I have a feeling we're gonna need to change this somehow. And the water is gonna be part of that.
Welcome, Your Majesty, and Mr. Marley /Threepwood to the contest of
dear.
intelligence. In front of each of you is an advanced algebra problem. You are to solve it as completely as you can, and remember to show your work.
Yeah, that's
No
not a
thinking, no
problem.
copying, no swapping papers,
Doing
and
the
no
arithmetic
cheating
involved in the
whatsoever. I will
algebra
return in 20
in 20
to
seconds
grade your
is the
papers.
problem.
Your time starts now.
Oh, good. They're not going to make me actually do maths live on stream.
I have no idea what that says.
No copying. No funny business, Buster.
Time's up. I'll take your papers.
Oh, dear.
No surprises here. Queen Odina has delivered a clear and correct answer with a step-by-step proof. Mr. Threepwood appears to have copied parts of several unrelated equations from the blackboard. Queen Odina is the winner.
Better luck next time.
Okay. Apparently, the puzzles here are going to take a little bit more work. And seeing as it is time for the stream end, I'm gonna save. And we're gonna figure out somewhere to go. Since the stream punks are not streaming tonight. I was all prepared and all. Anyway, we're just gonna boop on over to the credits here. I I love talking to the Bermudans. It was amazing. Oh, I'm sure they have a reason. Like, they wouldn't just cancel without a reason, and we don't need to know what it is. I'm glad they're taking care of themselves. So, thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Thank you, of course, to Be Right UK and JA Pass, or Be Right UK and NeoGets for the resubscriptions to the anonymous person who donated the sub to JA Pasco. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, thank you to Was Not Worth It for being a subscriber over on Coffee. And of course, thank you to my moderators. Let me look and see what our options are. I rarely ever get to raid Painting Pirate, so I think we're gonna pop in on Painting Pirate, who is playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. because Pirate is amazing, and I never get to raid painting Pirate. So that's where we're gonna go. Let me set that up. And I would love it if you join me for the raid tonight. I do have a raid call that you're welcome to use. It comes in both subscriber and non-subscriber flavors. So copy and paste as you will. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And my next stream is Wednesday, when we'll be looking at some stuff about bluegrass and Appalachian music from the archives. And then my next game stream is Saturday for more exploring Mars. And we'll be back here next Monday night with Control. It'll be 3 weeks before we do more. Well, we'll see. This will be on the wheel. So next week is Control. The week after, I'll spin the wheel. But this will be on the wheel. So we'll see. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 3 weeks until we play Return to Monkey Island again. But I'm having fun, and we'll definitely come back to it. I just don't want to forget about the other games that we're playing. Or about the wheel. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope I will see all of you again very soon. Until I do, get out there and do some shenanigans.